Last week in Run Sailing, we explored the UNESCO World Heritage City, Cartagena, while boat sitting our friend's catamaran. It was our last day in Cartagena, but we weren't going back to Ron yet. Now we're off to Medellín. It's really affordable to fly within Colombia, and the flight to Medellín only takes an hour.
Really nice temperature here. Medellín is situated around 2,000 meters over the sea. It's the second largest city in Colombia, and the metropolitan area is home to 3.7 million people. Most of you might know Medellín as the home of the drug lord Pablo Escobar and the Medellín cartel. Those times were the absolute hardest for Medellín, but this city is so much more than its violent history.
So here we are at our hotel.
Are you going to use the pool money?
Hotel Premium Real. When I was looking at the picture, I saw that they had a pool, and I said, "Oh wow, what a nice, so nice with a pool. I'm gonna swim every day." I don't think so now when we're here.
It's a bit too cold.
I think it's a bit too cold, and it's raining. But we actually love the temperature. It's really nice.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice. It's a bit like Swedish summer.
How's it going?
I don't know how to close it. I don't know how doors like this work.
Let me try.
So you do it from the inside?
Yes. Alright.
We have so much clothes on. I like it.
Yeah.
We have socks and we have real shoes, jeans. We stayed in the area of Poblado, which is the area where most tourists stay. It's full of restaurants, but at the same time there's bamboo trees and rivers going down the hills.
The city sits like a bowl almost, with the mountains all around it, surrounding it. I don't know if you can see it, but up there is the mountains, the forest, and yeah, it's the same in that direction, in all directions really. So they say this is the city of eternal spring. I don't know if it's true, but today it's like a hot summer's day in Sweden. But I guess that's spring in a lot of countries, so.
Johan, you have got your favorite place, and it's dedicated to you.
Yes, it is. I think we need to go and eat here tomorrow.
Mr. Johan Express.
It's Hamburg.
Burger.
Yeah.
The further downtown we get, the more traffic and noise there is. This hill, Nutibara, is one of 7 hills that surrounds Medellín. So Medellín is like situated in a valley, but it's not a round valley, it's like very thin and long. And around that you have, so the center is like down, and then you have the mountains, and inside there's like 7 hills around. But this is one, and from here it's really nice view over the city, which is huge. It's a very big city.
The little village on this hill is actually a replica, and it's a replica of how the first settlements in Medellín used to look like.
In the evening we enjoyed a delicious pizza at the restaurant Sorba in Poblado. Medellín was once known as the most dangerous city in the world, a result of an urban war set off by drug cartels at the end of the 1980s. But it's not only Medellín that has had problems. Colombia has had ongoing conflicts since the 1940s. The conflict is one of the oldest and most complex in the world due to political and economical problems, guerrilla groups, paramilitaries, and the narco-trafficking. La Casa de Memorias, the House of Memories, was built to remember the violent history and how it has affected the people of Medellín and in Colombia.
In the late 1980s, there were more than 7,000 homicides per year in Medellín. That's close to 20 people per day. Today, the homicide rate has decreased by 95% and extreme poverty by 66%, thanks to efforts in integrating the poorest and most violent hillside neighborhoods. So this is the amount of kidnappings since 96 until 2013. And you can really see that it used to be a lot around 2000 and then it has declined.
Here you can write a memory that you have from the city. So you take this button and you just move it to where you have your memory, and you do like that, and then some different categories come up, like if it's a memory about love or hate or fear or sadness, and you just choose it and you can write your memory you have about that place. So all the dots you see here in different colors are memories from people that have been here and been writing. Like for example here, this is something about love. This is a memory a person has about happiness 25 years ago.
The last couple of years, the country has gone through a lot of positive changes, and the biggest guerrilla group, FARC, has laid down their weapons. In 2013, Medellín received global recognition when it was given the award the most innovative city, due to its advances in education, social development and politics. So this exhibition was really good actually, and it was not only about Pablo Escobar and the usual stuff that you most often hear about Colombia. It was more of the whole conflict that's been going on for generations here in Colombia. It's very complex, complicated. So yeah, it makes you think. It can be, so many kidnappings, deaths, murders, only here in Medellín. It's really bloody history this time.
It was a really interesting exhibition. It was very interactive and different kind of ways of showing, like you could touch, you could listen, there was videos, and it was so touching. It really breaks your heart a little bit and makes you sad, because it's so much violence in the history of Colombia, but also touching because the people are making such an effort, like all the way since it began in like the 40s, of making something better, like risking their lives to go out and demonstrate and make groups to fight against the violence or the different groups that existed and against the drugs. And yeah, you can see how it has affected not only the people but the whole country, like the environment, the nature. They were showing like how the fish, the different species of fish have been dying because of all the drugs they were letting out in the rivers, and also how contaminated the water has been because of that as well. And yeah, you can see the indigenous groups how they have been used because of the drug cartels, and because they've been living in the woods and the jungle and forest where they were making the drugs, and they have been really bad treated. So there's been a lot of suffering in the country, but so nice to see now how much better it has become, and how they are working to make it better and working to make it like urban and a good society with things for the new generations. And that's really, it's really encouraging and really nice to see. It's very affordable to go by taxi in Colombia. In Medellín, it costs around $3 for a 30-minute ride. We arrived downtown at Acevedo metro station, where we were going to take the longest metro cable in the city. The first metro cable system was built in 2004, and in total they carry 30,000 people daily. I feel like that I'm going up the mountain to go skiing or snowboarding. I'm just missing my skis. I mean, this view is incredible. Wow.
At Santo Domingo, we changed metro cable to line L that goes up to Parque Arví.
Whoa, this was faster.
Yeah, it is. This town has some spectacular views, that's for sure. I mean, as you can see, it's like in a whole city. It seems like the barriers, or the favelas, I don't know what they call it here, but they are on the slopes, more on this side. And it's a really big area.
It was so interesting to see, because we went from like downtown city, all the traffic, all the noise, not so green, and the further up we go, it's like more quiet, less people, and now we're like on the campsite.
So this area up here on the top is called Arví. It's a park. I don't know if it's a national park, but it's a forest area. Seems to be really nice up here.
Parque Arví lies between 2,200 and 2,600 meters above sea level. Unfortunately, it was only allowed to walk the trails with a guide.
So we just found out that they serve this meat, but you don't get a knife to cut it. They don't have it, so...
Go ahead.
And it's not that tender.
So we got the whole meal with the juice for $4. And this is the price in the touristic area. So, very good prices. The metro cable was the perfect way to enjoy the nature. And it's so different when you get to experience it from above.
now we're coming in above the barrio Santo Domingo. It's poor neighborhood. You can see it on the roofs and the constructions of the buildings here. Really simple buildings. Some of them don't even have the roofs are not connected to the beams. They're just laying there with weights on them.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. Please subscribe to our channel to see more episodes. And if you enjoyed this one, we'd very much appreciate a thumbs up. Enjoy your day and see you next week.